Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. Today I wanted to bring you guys my September wrap-up. I did read a little bit more than I'm used to. I read 5 books, which is good in terms of the amount of reading that I do. Some of them were good, some of them were not so good, so I'm excited to just tell you guys the things that I read and what I thought about them. So we're gonna get this one out of the way. I read Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. Really enjoy it. Don't want to talk much about it because I don't want to give J.K. Rowling, but yeah, I read that, and after that I read Dune, and yikes. It's funny because I feel like every time that someone says something negative about this book, there's just an amount of people saying that you didn't get it, you didn't understand it, it's a masterpiece, yada yada yada. I understand that, and I understand the impact that this book had on numerous works in terms of science fiction and even fantasy, because I know that George R.R. Martin was inspired by this book as well as many others. But I found this book to be incredibly boring. I really did like the sort of secrecy behind some of the organizations in this world, but I felt like I wasn't really attached to the characters. I didn't really care for Paul as a character. The only person that I kind of cared was Lady Jessica, and even still, it wasn't that big of an attachment. So yeah, I did a whole vlog about this book that I will be uploading shortly, and I will be talking more in detail about what happened in this book and what I liked and what I didn't like. So yeah, a big yikes for me. I do think that I will enjoy the movie a lot more than I did the book, but yeah. So yeah, the other book that I read was The Black Flamingo, which is a wonderful book. It's amazing. It follows the story of this. We basically get to see the story of our main character from childhood up until adulthood, kind of like from beginning of elementary school to university and his years during university. It's written in verse, so if you love Elizabeth Acevedo as I do, you will love this book. It was wonderful. I listened to the audiobook and it was just great, and it was amazing, and it was narrated by the author himself, so it was just one of the best, I think one of my favorite books of the year. It was so heartwarming. It talked about so many issues and so many themes that can really turn dark, and yet the author really kept everything lighthearted without it being less intentional. So it did hit home, but I didn't feel extremely sad, and I feel like the book has just this hopefulness that it's just kind of contagious, and I loved it, and it was, I mean, it was great. It even has drag on it, so it's kind of basically exploring the sexuality of this character as he grows up, the racism that he experiences, not only from people that don't know him, but from people that do, like close friends, and how even if their racism is unintentional, it's still there, and how he deals with that. Yeah, it's great, and it has drag on it. Oh, it was a wonderful book. Yes, so then I read The Secret History by Donna Tartt. This was a book that I was extremely excited about, and it did not disappoint. It's a very slow-paced book and very character-driven, and I feel like almost a character study. This book follows this group of students, but particularly we follow one of them as he arrives to this university and enrolls in this very high elite Greek class, and it's very exclusive, and the professor only accepts very few people. So it's basically from the beginning of the book, I'm not gonna say anything else, because I think that what makes this book interesting and wonderful is to go in it not knowing much, but it does involve murder and just, I don't know, it's just so many things. I'm still thinking about this book. I think that it was wonderful. I loved it. I loved the writing. I was disappointed in some sense, but I don't want to go into that because I feel like that would be a spoiler. But even the ending, it was great. It was a wonderful book, and I really enjoyed it. Then finally we have Get a Life, Chloe Brown. This is a romance book that has been talked about a lot, and I did read it. I didn't love it as I thought I would, but in a way I felt like that was me, because I wasn't really in the mood for romance as I thought that I was when I began reading it, and I kind of wanted to finish it, but it was because I was kind of not in the mood for romance. So I am going to continue with the other books because I feel like I will enjoy them just when I am in a true mood for romance. This book is about this lady called Chloe Brown, and she suffers from fibromyalgia, and basically this disability kind of hinders her from doing certain things, or it kind of affects her, but it's her exploring how to move past that and how to truly live her life to the fullest. So she creates a list, and she gets an apartment by herself, and she begins to do the things that this list has with the help of the superintendent of her apartment complex. And it's basically also a romance between her and the superintendent. So I feel like I enjoyed more. I didn't enjoy much of the romance. I did enjoy more the kind of Chloe Brown as a character herself. I found her to be extremely relatable in so many things, and I just loved her as a character. It's just that the romance didn't really work for me, and I don't know why. So those are all the books that I read during the month of September. We're almost at the end of the year. I cannot wait for this year to end. October will be a really exciting month. I will link the announcement video for the Fortnite Frights readathon, which I will be participating and co-hosting with many other lovely individuals. So I will leave that video below, as well as Seiji's video and the page for the readathon. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys with the next video. Bye!